Today marks 1 year since I started trying to change my body, and honestly looking back, it has been crazy. When I first started, I was 95 kilos, and up until 6 weeks ago, I'd already made a good amount of progress, getting down 15 kilos to 80. But even though this was already a huge milestone, I didn't want to stop there. I wanted to set myself one more challenge. Could I lose 1 kilo a week for the next 6 weeks, getting myself down to a total of over 20 kilos lost? But I didn't want to do it in a way that was restrictive. I wanted to carry on what I had already been doing for the past 11 months. I still wanted to enjoy my life, I still wanted to enjoy time with my friends and family. I just wanted a normal life while I was doing it. So that's exactly what I tried to do. I trained every single week, I kept my steps high, and I tracked what food that I actually could track. I tried my best to stay consistent even when things got messy. And now the 6 weeks is over. So there's only one question left to answer. Did I actually achieve it? The reason this challenge actually matters to me was because I didn't want to do weight loss in an extreme way. I had done it before in the past, I was young, I had a lot of time on my hands, but life is a little bit different now. I have a job, I travel, I love spending time with my friends and family, and I wanted to live. I wanted to still be able to enjoy myself. The goal was pretty simple on paper. Start at 80 kilos, lose 1 kilo a week for 6 weeks, and get under 75 kilos. And do it in a way that my life still remains intact. I still get to socialize, I still get to eat the foods that I love. I am just a little bit more mindful about the things that I'm doing. It was about seeing if I could still make progress while still doing the things that I actually cared about. No perfect routine, no chicken, rice and broccoli every single meal, no going to the gym 5 hours a day, just living life normally and being mindful of the decisions that I made. Now, the challenge. Over the past 6 weeks, I tried to keep it simple. I trained a minimum of 3 times a week. My usual split is push-pull legs, and if I can do any more, great, that's a bonus. If not, that's completely fine. And if I know that I'm gonna have weeks where I miss particular workouts, I just try to increase my steps. With my steps, I tried to keep that pretty basic too. I didn't need to hit 10k steps every day, although that does help. I just needed to average it. Some days I would walk more than 10k steps, some days I would walk less than 10k steps. It doesn't matter, if I did walk less, just walk a little bit more the day after. And most weeks, this actually worked for me. Actually, over the past month, we have averaged 12k steps. So I definitely got my cardio in, and when I could squeeze out a session of doing a Stairmaster for 30 minutes, sometimes an hour, I just did it. And when it came to my calories, I tried to track them as much as possible. I had a rough idea of what I needed to eat, and if meals strayed off path, which they definitely did, and we'll get to that, I just tried to get back on track when I could. I just needed to train, I needed to move, I needed to know what I had to put in my body, how I needed to tweak that, and make better decisions. And when you do make decisions that aren't optimal, you just try to get back on track. That's it. It sounds honestly such an easy thing on paper, but we know life isn't exactly like that. I haven't been in some little bubble where all I focus on is losing weight. I have to work, I still have to leave the house, I have to do normal human things, and we pretty much all do. And I was actually away a lot. I went on like 4 different trips. Every single time I went away, I didn't have weighing scales. I couldn't track the foods that I was eating, so I just had to be mindful of what I was eating. I tried to eyeball different things, and I tried to track when I could. Sometimes I just went off intuition, and other times I just indulged. I had so much fried chicken. Over the past 6 weeks, I've had Korean food, Japanese, Filipino, a lot of Asian food, and a lot of fried chicken. I have ate meals out when I shouldn't have. I've drank when I shouldn't have, but we just get back on track. And that was the real battle. It's not that any of those particular meals are bad on their own. It's about not letting one meal derail the entire thing. Thinking, I had this yesterday, I can't carry on because this isn't perfect, so I'm just gonna have another meal today. And then that snowballs, and you've gone from one meal to an entire week of like binge eating. Especially in the places that I went to, because I was surrounded by so many different foods. So many different things that I wanted to indulge in, and don't get me wrong, we did. We just did it mindfully. We were thinking about trying to eat whole foods while we weren't out, and then when we were out, we could indulge a little bit more because we'd already planned for it. And honestly, when we were there, that's when I was like, damn, are we actually gonna be able to do this? I had so many different foods that I wasn't meant to try. I was trying them because I kept telling myself, you know what, we don't come here that often. We may as well try them. And every time that did happen, we just came back, we grounded ourselves, and we just tried to carry on and be consistent. So, what actually worked throughout the past 6 weeks? I was definitely more mindful in the foods that I ate. We struggled in the very beginning because I was literally just having protein and rice because that's what I'd ate, because that's what I enjoyed. I was like, you know what, this is fine. And when you're eating more calories, that's okay. But when I was actually eating less calories, this wasn't working. So I tried to eat more whole foods, more fruit and veg, and tried to increase my fiber. And when I did that, it definitely made the challenge easier. I prioritized protein, I added fiber, I walked when I could, and walking definitely helped. And when we did go away, that's what helped me the most. A lot of the time I didn't have gyms, so instead I would just walk, go see different things. It was actually perfect. You killed two birds with one stone. You got to go to museums, go on hikes, and you burned some calories while doing it. There was also days where I felt flat, and when I did, the refeeds really helped me. And actually going out and eating the foods that I wanted was so good for me mentally. It helped me stop thinking about eating for a little bit. It satisfied the craving in my head, and it stopped me from like rebounding, because it just made the entire process more sustainable. That was important because, as I said, I didn't want this challenge to feel miserable. I wanted to build a lifestyle that I actually enjoyed and something that I could sustain way past this 6 weeks. Now, what was hard? A lot of people think trying to lose weight, the hardest part is going to the gym. It's not. It's not the training at all. When I've been trying to lose weight, the toughest part has always been mental. It was about thinking about food all the time. It was about thinking about your next meal, thinking how you're gonna fit everything in. Estimating portions when you didn't have scales, trying to figure out how to not overdo it when you do go out for a meal or do go out for a few drinks, and trying to enjoy all of those things without drifting off course. And I think that's the part a lot of people get stuck on. They think if they're not doing it perfectly, it doesn't count. Real life is messy, and not everything is going to be perfect. You have birthdays, trips away, meals out, and those things are actually what make life worth living. So the challenge for me was never about losing weight. It was about doing it in a sustainable way, trying to create a life that I wanted to live in and still achieve my goals way past the past 6 weeks. And there was a point where everything started to click, and it wasn't when everything was perfect. It was actually when I was going away on trips, coming back, and seeing that even when I was doing those things that I enjoyed, I was still on track, I was still making progress because I was mindful of the things that I was actually doing. I started to notice small changes. I tried to weigh myself as much as possible. Generally, the trend throughout the weeks was down, and seeing that was really motivating. You get to see small things in the mirror, you get to see the little changes, the new muscles you'd never seen before, and that's what kept motivating me to keep going. And once I realized I could go away, I could go out, not track my foods, I just needed to be a bit more mindful, I just needed to get back on track when I needed to, and I could still make progress, I felt more in control. I didn't need to be perfect every single day, I just needed to know what I was doing and get back to the basics. So after 6 weeks of traveling, eating out, spending time with the people that I love, trying to build this sustainable lifestyle, did I actually manage to do it? And today, for the final time, we stepped on the scales and we were at 73.6 kilos for a total of 6.4 kilos lost over the past 6 weeks. We actually managed to do it, which is crazy because there was times in the past 6 weeks where I thought this was going to be impossible. I thought we'd gone too far, we'd overindulged, and it was unsalvageable. But somehow, we kept consistent when we could, we tracked when we could, we just tried to get our steps in, our workouts in, and it was all worth it. We just didn't give up when it got messy, and we finally got there. 1 year ago, I was 95 kilos. Today, I am 73.6. That is 21.4 kilos lost in just 12 months. And I'm proud of that, not just because of how much I've lost, but how I lost it. It was about what we've been trying to build for the past year. Building a sustainable lifestyle, one where you can still enjoy yourself, where you're imperfect and you actually live life to the fullest. It's about still enjoying the things that make life good and achieving your goals. Thank you for coming on this journey with me. Remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next